Good morning, everyone. I know we're being joined from multiple PPHS campuses, from family, from staff and students. Welcome to Purdue Polytechnic High School, Schweitzer Center at Englewood, presentation of A Christmas Carol. So a quick note from the coaches, myself, Coach Longest, as well as Coach Rodney. But we just wanted to welcome you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. What you're going to watch is a celebration of what our students in our passion project, A Christmas Carol, have been working on for the past 6 weeks. So we challenged our students to adapt an act of A Christmas Carol, and put their own spin and interpretation on it. So basically what's going to happen today is we are going to show you 4 mini presentations of an act of A Christmas Carol. So it might not be as seamless as a traditional play, but we really think you're going to enjoy it because they've all kind of used their gifts to tell the story in a new way. So you're going to see some comedic interpretations, you're going to see animation, you're going to see dubbing, you're going to see puppets, you're going to see modern day interpretations. You may have seen A Christmas Carol lots of times before, but we don't think you've quite seen it like this. So that's kind of a little bit of what you're going to expect. But I'm also going to pass you off to Coach Rodney, who's going to explain why we wanted to do this in the first place.
Yeah, so I had the idea for this project a couple weeks ago, and the reason I wanted to do it was because I thought A Christmas Carol is a classic, but it's a classic for so many reasons beyond the fact that it's just a Christmas story. It's a story about social justice, it's a story about helping people around you and helping the poor. And so I was really excited to share that message with the students and see them take on their own interpretation of that. So you will see that today. You will see that they have adapted this for the pandemic. They've adapted it for 2020. And they are sharing this message with hopefully a new audience with a totally new sort of related but brand new message. So we've seen some of what they have. It's really great. It's really funny. It should be a really good time.
Awesome. Along with adapting an act, we also asked the students to create their own program for their act using Google Sites. So there should be a link in the YouTube video that you are watching currently that will take you to our digital program. So if you would like to follow along with each act as we go, Act 1, if you click on the link, it should take you to a Google site that will tell you a little bit more about the cast and crew that put together this act, a little director's note, and some other fun little tidbits of information. So if you'd like to follow along with a program for each act, you can follow the link in your YouTube, and it will take you to this Google Slides where you can check out the little program. So fun. I can see some of you coming in right now. All right, so with that being said, we are going to get started with Act 1. So in Act 1 of the play, Ebenezer Scrooge is visited by the ghost of his old friend Marley. We wanted to read the director's note for the group that put on Act 1. So they say, our group for this project decided to recreate the first scene from A Christmas Carol. The biggest change that we are making to our scene is that it will be set in the original setting of Victorian England, but all the characters will be using technology in dealing with the pandemic from 2020. This means all of the scene takes place on Zoom meetings, but we'll keep the same plot other than the added dilemma of a global virus. Now, you probably have some questions like, how does Scrooge feel about the sick? How can Jacob Marley warn him through a Zoom meeting? How bad will the British accents be in this adaptation? Well, sit back and enjoy, and all your questions will be answered via this new spiced up version of the famous story by Charles Dickens. All right, so in just a moment, we're going to take you all to the breakout room where our students are waiting. And Ajacia Griffith, Seth Harrison, and Lee Madison are going to show us Act 1 of A Christmas Carol.
Marley was dead as a doornail. His partner Ebenezer Scrooge was now the sole owner of their shared business. 7 years have since passed, and technology in London is much more advanced than ever before. Along with technology, disease has also advanced. A virus has spread across the known world and refuses to stop its conquest to infect all people. The consequences of this virus have made it hard for families of all sorts to see each other for the holidays, and Scrooge loves it. He does not, however, love how it interrupts the work of his clerk.
All right, Cratchit. These meetings are the only way for work to be done, so get on with it.
Yes, sir.
Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Humbug? How did you join this meeting anyway?
Well, I asked your fine clerk, Uncle.
What are you here for anyway with your Merry Christmas?
For exactly that, Uncle, to wish you a very Merry Christmas indeed.
There is no being merry, merely being cross. This world of fools and sickness we all live in.
No need for being cross this time of year. This is a time of wonder and cheer, especially in these hard times.
There is no cheer. Look around. People are dying on the daily, and everyone is stuck in their dreadful old houses. The technology has advanced enough to make me years richer, yet I've still only added an hour more. The workhouses are shut down due to spread of pestilence, and the beggars are only begging more often. I say anyone who goes around with Merry Christmas coming from their head should be roasted with a prize bird and hung by his thumbs in the window of a shop.
Why, Uncle, doesn't that seem harsh for someone just trying to be joyful?
The only time a man should be joyful is when his account is full of money.
That may be the only time you're joyful, Uncle, but I assure you that I am joyful every minute I'm with Clara.
Why do you go and get married anyway? It's a waste of money.
I would waste all the money in the world to be with Clara. I'll show you. Come and dine with us tomorrow evening.
I'm done alone. Thank you. Now, good day.
But, Unc,
I said good day.
well, Merry Christmas anyway, Uncle. Don't forget your mask when traveling.
Humbug.
Good evening, Mr. Scrooge.
Cratchit, how many people did you hand out the coat to?
So sorry, sir. It's for a good cause.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge, in these trying times, patients and doctors need charity desperately in order to cure this virus.
Are these sick people working?
No, sir, they are getting much needed rest.
And what will happen to the deceased if no charity is provided?
They will most likely die, sir.
They better do it and decrease the surplus population.
Well then, I see you have no interest in charity. Good day to you, sir, and Merry Christmas. Don't forget your mask when with others.
Humbug.
Several hours later.
Mr. Scrooge, sir.
What is it you want?
Is it that time, sir?
I suppose it is. You may disconnect and return to your family.
One last thing, sir. Before you hang up.
What is it now?
Tomorrow is Christmas, sir. I was wondering if I could have time off.
Be on the meeting by 9 a.m. sharp, and not a minute later.
That's just an hour, sir. I was thinking the whole day, sir.
The whole day? I'm not paying my internet bill every month for you to take the whole day off.
But it's Christmas, sir. The only day of the year I asked for, sir.
Christmas? Humbug.
Please, sir. These are hard times, especially for my tiny Tim, sir, because of his...
Fine. Take the day off. We will receive no pay, and I expect work to resume as normal no later than the next day.
Of course, sir. Bless you, sir.
Once Cratchit had left their meeting, Scrooge left himself and made his way up to his unmade bed with a warm cup of tea. Scrooge loved being able to work virtually with little social interaction, but hated how his cook and servants could not perform their duties from home. The quiet is nice, Scrooge thought to himself. He stumbled into his bed and decided to watch some local news when something strange happened.
An online meeting, but I didn't start it, so who's connecting? Show yourself.
Just as Scrooge had given up and was going to bed, dreading the cheer and laughter of the morning, he heard a strange noise and a blinding light come from his television. He looked up at the sudden occurrence, and what he saw was impossible.
An online meeting, but I didn't start it. So who's connecting? Show yourself.
Oh,
It can't be. Jacob, is that you?
it is me, Ebenezer.
Oh, great spirit of my former partner. Why have you come to haunt my television?
I have come to warn you, Ebenezer.
Warn me. If you mean the virus, you're just a little late, old friend.
Silence. Don't mock me, Ebenezer. I've come to warn you of tonight.
Tonight? What shall happen tonight, Jacob?
You will be haunted by the three spirits.
Why 3? Isn't burdening me with your presence on my screen haunting enough?
Ah!
Uh,
Do you see my chains, Ebenezer?
I have a sprint, so I can't see them well. But I can see them well enough.
I forgot these chains. I forged these chains myself, made them in form molten greed. You yourself have chains, Ebenezer, but yours have had 7 years more to straighten and mold.
I do not wish to be restrained in this way. Please, my old friend, tell me how to prevent this.
The three spirits that will haunt you tonight are the spirits of Christmas past, present, and Christmas yet to come.
What's Christmas have to do with my internal burden?
Christmas has everything to do with it. Heed the word of the spirits, Ebenezer, or face the wrath of spectral chains as I am doing before you now.
I will try my best, Jacob, but there's no guarantee.
Heed them, Ebenezer. I will see you again, partner. Oh, and don't forget to wear a mask.
Be gone, Marley.
And just as frighteningly as he appeared, Marley vanished. Scrooge was left alone to wait for the first spirit, listening to every tick of the clock until it finally strikes 1.
An amazing job by our first group. Once again, let's hear it for Ajacia, Seth, and Lee. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Act 2.
Act 2 is The Ghosts of Christmas Past. The director's note for this group, they said, for this class, we all chose the common topic of animation for our final project. This is a really cool idea, but like any idea, we ran into some problems. The main one being none of us knowing how to animate. So we made do how we could and decided to draw the scene and overlay us reading our script over it. With this scene in particular, you can learn a lot about how someone's past affects their future. For this group, we have Miri, Jimena, and Phoebe's sister, taking on the roles of Scrooge, the first ghost, the sweetheart, and young Ebenezer.
Spirit, sir, who has foretold to me?
I am.
Who are you? What do you want with me?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
Your past. Come.
A moment?
Hurry, it's not that big a deal. Bear but a touch of my hand there, and you shall be upheld more than this. You remember this, don't you?
Why, it's my old boss, Fezziwig.
Your boss?
He was the best boss anyone could have.
Hey, my best workers. No more work tonight, alright, guys? It's Christmas Eve. Enjoy yourselves. I'm talking to you, Ebenezer. You're too kind, sir.
So he's good because he gave you a party? It's pretty small if you ask me.
Small?
He spent, what, $50 of all his thousands? Is it really that much for you to praise him?
But it was never about the money. He just went out of his way to make sure we were happy, gave us light to work on holidays, and that's what a great boss is.
And?
Never mind.
Well, clearly it's something. Go on now.
I just wish I could talk to my clerk right now, that's all.
You remember this is all in the past, right? Your clerk wouldn't even be able to be here.
It was just a thought, that's all. Are we done?
One last thing.
Oh yeah, I had almost forgotten about her. I was going to marry her
If what?
Will you still be able to love me? I have no money or land I can give you. I set you free, Ebenezer. Will you win me again now that I set you free?
if only you never set me free.
Then, goodbye.
But I was young, I did love her. Come back.
It doesn't matter. I'm all your mistakes. You can't change anything. You wouldn't change people.
And what is the point in showing me all this? I've forgotten all about this and put them behind me.
There is still another Christmas, 7 years ago.
No, I won't go. I couldn't have done anything. He died. It's not my fault. I didn't choose for him to pass on Christmas.
When he did pass, what were you doing?
I was organizing his business. I had nothing else I could be doing. It was all I had, and it was my business too. I had to do something. Anything that happened after wasn't my doing.
Then I'm going to leave. The other ghosts will come to you.
Just like that? What am I supposed to do now? How do I go back? Don't leave me here alone.
Such an amazing job and such a cool video. Awesome job to our Act 2 group. All right, for Act 3, we're going to continue on to the Ghost of Christmas Present. This group wrote in their director's note, this last month we participated in a project which brought Charles Dickens' The Christmas Carol to PPHS. We were most interested in showing the third act in a modern setting because we could use it to show the importance of helping those in need during this pandemic and staying connected with family. Because we couldn't put it on in person, we decided to make paper puppets to present physical representation of the characters. So if you give us a moment, we will take you to our Act 3 group where Elena, Asia, and Samija are going to be putting on The Ghost of Christmas Present with puppets.
Hello, my friend. How was your rest?
Not long enough. Are you the next spirit sent to visit me?
Yes, pleased to meet you. I'm the Ghost of Christmas Present. Now I have much to show you and little time to do so. Let us go.
Where are we going?
Grab onto my robe and I will show you.
Whose home is this? Do I know them?
This is where your secretary and his family live.
Bob Cratchit. He owns a broken down old house like this.
No, he rents it. It's all he can afford.
The landlord should keep it in better condition.
Perhaps the landlord doesn't care.
I'm home. Tim, you're awake. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling a bit better, Dad. Mom said I might be able to eat Christmas dinner with the family later.
That's great. I picked up your inhaler from the pharmacy on the way home. Getting a handle on your asthma should make it easier for you to take down COVID. All right, Bob, we should let Tiny Tim rest. That little boy puts on a brave face. How do you think he's doing? He seems to be doing better, but I don't want to get my hopes up too much yet. I've heard that a lot of times things get better than worse again with COVID. Wait, Bob's son has COVID. Why didn't he tell me?
He was afraid that you would lay him off because he was a risk to your health and he needs this job to provide for his family and pay for Tiny Tim's medical bills.
No one would help them.
Isn't there unemployment and Medicaid? The government gives the poor enough.
Don't use my words against me right now. Tiny Tim could die.
If he's going to die, let him. Nobody wants overpopulation.
I didn't mean... Wait, do you know if he will live? Can you tell me?
He will not survive the year.
Is there no way to save him?
His fate is not sealed. The future is always in motion. Now we must go. I have more to show you before the night is over.
I know this place. This is my nephew's home, is it not?
It is. I'm surprised you recognize it. You haven't been here in years.
Is anyone else coming? Well, I invited Uncle Scrooge, but I doubt he'll show up. I hope not. That old man would only ruin the mood. I'm Scrooge. I hate having fun and being a decent person. Humbug. All right, let's not make too much fun of Scrooge when he isn't here to defend himself. Hey, Fred, why do you always invite Scrooge to things? You know he'll never come. To be honest, I feel bad for him. He has all that money, and he's always searching for more, but it's worthless for him because he's never happy. I'm the only person in the family still trying to stay connected with him. If I close that door, he'll be alone. He pities me? But why? I have so much more than he does.
That's something to think about as you wait for your final visitor.
An amazing job from our Act 3 group putting on Act 3 with puppets. Awesome job, Asia and Elena. All right, so we're going to move on to Act 4.
Yes, that was some awesome puppets there, I had to say. But yes, for Act 4 is The Ghost of Christmas Future, and we unfortunately did not have enough groups to do an Act 4. So instead, we have presented a compilation of different movies, Christmas Carol adaptations that show the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
You are the ghost of Christmas yet to come? Christmas yet to come?
I only know he's dead.
Who's the worse for the loss of a few things like these? Not a dead man, I suppose.
Those are my things.
When we remember how gentle and patient Tim was.
Although he was but a little child.
We'll never quarrel amongst ourselves again.
Why show me this if I am not so hope? I will know Christmas in my heart and keep it all the spirits of all three shall be in my heart. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach.
Tell me that I'm a sponge with the writing on the stone if I repent.
All right, so the Ghost of Christmas Future has given Scrooge a glimpse of what's to come if he doesn't change his ways. In Act 5, we are going to see just how everything turns out. So in Act 5, we have, we have Jack Coley, Trenton Ramsey, Christian Rivera, and Brendan Sapp have put together a video representing Act 5 of A Christmas Carol. In this act, you will see what they have done is they have done some fancy video editing and voice work to do a dubbing of A Christmas Carol. So they have rewritten the script, and on top of that, they're overlaying their script onto a version of A Christmas Carol. So this one will make you laugh. It's a lot of fun. Here is the final act of A Christmas Carol.